Well, this creates such a mess because often in organizations, like you have different teams. So you have an application security team that owns all of the scanning on the left, and they might even themselves use several different vendors to do that scanning. And they often also have container scanning as a capability, which is why containers really are the linchpin that tie this whole thing together. Where the infrastructure team might have multiple CNAPP tools that are scanning the container registry. Then you have the AppSec team also having tools that scan the container registry. So you have a ton of duplicates just from that scanning alone. But then you layer in all of the code scanning that's happening and SCA scanning against the deployed image, and the level of deduplication and data standardization creates just a massive problem across these teams that sometimes don't even communicate.
Yeah. So ultimately, even if we look at just container, sometime to fix a problem. So sometimes when you scan a container and you get a number of vulnerabilities, sometimes you need to decide, is this problem coming from the application or the base image or the source image? And if we take an approach, a simple approach on up there is Sankey YAML that has a vulnerability. That particular library get built in an application that then get built in a container. And that is your pre-live before you deploy an application. So just in that space, you probably have scanned the application with 3 different scanners. A container linter, an SCA tool, a SaaS tool, and you might have probably have received already twice the number of vulnerabilities. Now, you deploy the application in your live environment, and that's a number of versions that get scanned. So you already are 3, 4, 5 times the same vulnerability reported by different tools a number of times. And then you have your favorite CSPM that report your running images. So just in that particular journey, you have multiple vulnerabilities that are the same vulnerability in just different states being reported. And that's one concept we call contextual deduplication. That's something we've been really focusing on as Phoenix to actually remove the libraries in a container that are not fixable in that container, but really tracing it back to which repo and which library you actually need to recommend to your engineering team to fix. Because ultimately, you don't want to report vulnerability. You want to recommend remediation to the right folks, because that's the only thing that's going to get an action out there.